Wura, a woman in the western part of Africa, Nigeria precisely, was a very beautiful woman. She had a husband who loved and cherished her. Her husband's name was Adewale, who was a monogamist. Unlike the local Yoruba men who could not marry just one wife, he loved and adored Wura. Adewale was a humble man who cherished his wife and their two children, Eniola and Bayo. But this family were poor, despite how hard-working Wura's husband was. In fact, they became more poorer after giving birth to their second daughter, Eniola, in which Wura named her Eniola, meaning wealth, believing that wealth will come her way. Her husband was patient, also believing that with time they will bounce back. But the wife, Wura, was not patient at all for the right time. Just like the Igbo adage says, "Ukwaruo geya oda," meaning when a fruit, that is breadfruit, gets to its season, it will fall. Things began to take a bad turn when Adewale's wife, Wura, always comes back late from her plantain business, that is bole. Her husband became suspicious, queried her, and told her one day, "My dear wife, what is going on? Now that you usually come back late from your business, anytime I ask you, you always snap at me." But the wife, Wura, replied, "Nothing is going on." Her husband's suspicions increased when she, Wura, no longer showered him with love or affection and didn't even care about the family and her two children. He kept all these things to himself. In fact, Adewale became a mother, a father to the two children. Still yet, Wura never showed concern. One fateful day, the king of Iyaloja, Kabiyesi, was strolling around when he sighted Wura. He sent his men to summon her. Wura was surprised. "Who am I that the king will look for me?" When she got to the king's place, she knelt down before him, singing, "Kabiyesi, may your reign be forever and long." The king ordered Wura to take a walk with him as he made his dubious and evil intention known to her. "I want to make you a wife fit for me. You are too beautiful to be suffering." Wura smiled in a shy way and she explained, "O king, I have a husband and two children." The king was not surprised, but he insisted to make Wura the fifth wife, taking her away from the suffering. Wura, who wanted wealth and was happy about it, "Now I will become rich as I earlier wanted," not knowing that the king, every 5 years, he uses his wives for renewal, for long life, wealth and riches. In fact, the villagers had gossiped about Kabiyesi, but no one could confront him because he was not just a wicked king, he was a ruthless king. Wura told the king that he will get the reply from her in the next 4 market days, and she went her way. When she got home, she told her husband that Kabiyesi wants to marry me. "I don't understand. Are you not a married woman?" roared her husband. "Didn't you tell him that you are married? What is wrong with you? Don't tell me you are considering this offer. Kabiyesi, as we all know, is a wicked man and does not mean well for you. We all heard the rumors about his wives and how they died mysteriously. In fact, we are leaving this village this night." But Wura shockingly told her husband, Adewale, "No, I am not going with you. I want riches. I am tired of living in this condition. Take a look at me, a beautiful woman, but now I am a shadow of myself." Adewale, who was poor, could not do anything. In fact, he couldn't fight the king because the king would slaughter him just like the others. The next 4 market days came. Wura gave a yes answer to the king, as though he was expecting it. He didn't waste time in the marriage preparation. In fact, marriage was done. Kabiyesi welcomed the wife Wura into his palace. with so much dancing by the villagers. That was how Wura abandoned her husband and 2 children. What kind of a wife and a mother is Wura, you may ask? To me, she is a woman with greed for wealth and jumped into marrying the king, even without thinking about the consequences or even caring for her family and children, who were still tender. Yorubas will say, what does a little child know? He doesn't know anything. Days turns to weeks and weeks turns to months. Wura got pregnant and gave birth to a child called Femi. She was all over the moon. At least I have secured a spot in the palace. In fact, Wura was enjoying herself, got the riches, the respect, and she never even cared to look for her family. After 4 years, her son, Femi, decided to wander off in a playful way to a room Kabiyesi had warned all not to enter. He entered the room, being ignorant as a child, and brought out a pot, ran immediately to the mother, who was in the kitchen. Mama, 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 look at this pot that I got from the hut. The mother was surprised, curious to know what was inside the pot. And on opening the pot, she got the shocker of her life, which made her faint. In fact, she was rescued by the palace maid. What she saw inside the pot got her really terrified. She saw her hand, clothes, pictures for rituals. In fact, she saw the time and date Kabiyesi was going to use her for rituals. She screamed, "Ẹ gbà mí o, help me o. How do I do this? My husband warned me. My friends warned me. I didn't listen. I allowed the greed for wealth to get to me. I allowed my beauty to get to me. Adewale was a good husband to me. Despite the fact that he didn't have money, he took care of me, cherished me, and now I abandoned him for a man called Kabiyesi that wants to use me for ritual. So this is the reason why he married me." In fact, it didn't take her time. She went inside, packed the little bag that she could, took her only son Femi, and ran away from the palace without saying anything. She wandered to her husband's house, that is her ex-husband, Adewale, thinking that Adewale will take her back. She pleaded with Adewale and her 2 children, Bayo and Eniola, but they never looked at her. In fact, they drove her away. Eniola looked at the mother and said, "I am disappointed in you, Mama. You abandoned me when I needed you the most. You let my father take care of me. My father suffered to take care of us. Because of you, my father never remarried. Because of you, my father allowed himself to be mocked by the villagers because you ran away to meet the king. What are you doing here?" That was when Wura tearfully explained her ordeal, that Kabiyesi had placed a date and time to use her for rituals in order to renew his riches and wealth. That was why I ran away. But it was too late because her ex-husband, Adewale, and her 2 children, Eniola and Bayo, refused accepting her back. In that scenario, you don't expect to accept her back because the wrath of the king might inflict on you. They quickly drove Wura back, telling her that they don't want to have anything to do with her. Wura, who understood their plight and knew that she had betrayed her family, went away with her other son, Femi, crying, knowing fully well that it was the end for her. In fact, her life was over. The riches she craved for, she didn't still get it. She started from the scratch, and now her ex-husband, Adewale, was doing okay. In fact, he had become rich and happily living with his 2 children. Moral lesson of this story: always learn to be contented with whatever you have, and do not let beauty get the hold of you. Wura, thinking that she was so beautiful, let it get to her, and her love and quest for riches brought her in this condition. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, Please kindly give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you'll be among the first to watch it. Thank you very much for watching and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.